Shalom, Israel. Clap it up. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under command of Jayana. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are in fact the true biblical Jews of the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Of course, you've been seeing all over the internet. Oh, before I start, I explain this. It's a nice topic. It's going to be about WW3, the wars that you see that's going on in the earth. Things like that. Of course, the Gaza Strip with so-called Israel and the Palestinians. I can say the so-called Palestinians also. Those ain't that's another talk. That's another class. It's a lot, yeah. Because the Palestinians was Ham, if I ain't mistaken, Hamites. But let me get to this though. Of course, Ukraine and Russia, right? And the tensions between China and Taiwan. All these things is going on in the earth, right? And we'll go into detail about what's going on, all right? Bear with me 1 second. And give me that article that you was mentioning earlier, right? Let's start with this though. After 6 months of war, Israel pulls troops out of Gaza and reconfigures its operation. Ain't that interesting?
Right.
And we may think, oh, they being sympathetic. They being sympathetic and this, that, and the third to the Palestinians, right? Y'all thinking that, but y'all got to think on a more militant level. They seeing what's going like the earth is like, yo, y'all bullying these cats, yo.
Right.
Yo, it's other nations on Israel borders. You ain't gonna see this on the mainstream news though, yo. Yo, everybody, I gotta get that scripture too, and I'll start with everybody in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Let me get that script. Oh, slide. That was Joel 3:2. I will gather together all nations. It's somewhere in there between 2 and 12. Let me get the right one though. It's 3:2. But before that, I wanna get the articles though.
You said
Joel, Joel.
Oh.
Tiny book. You know what I mean? You don't go to that much, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Go ahead.
Joel chapter 2, verse 3. a fire devoured before them,
Go ahead.
and behind them a flame burning.
Mm-hmm.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
Bear with me 1 second. We in chapter 3, verse 2?
Chapter 2, verse
3 and 2. Okay. I'm gonna show you, like, this the thing, right? I'm gonna show you something that your pastor up there had a goddamn Mother's Day brunch, Mother's Day, trying to get the mothers in the church and clapping and dancing, all this theatrical stuff going on in the Christian church. Meanwhile, we distracted because we in the neck of thine enemy so much. We so engulfed into American culture.
Right.
We think everything's sweet, right? We think everything cool, everything copacetic. When in reality,
Right.
things is heating up and they heating up crazy,
Right.
They heating up crazy, and we think it's a small thing. We think this just like any other little off-wing war, any little thing. Like, this is it. This is the big one.
Right.
This the big one, They not showing you what the UN is saying, The UN is like, nah, y'all better listen to Bloomberg and CNN and all that. It ain't like all the feed you getting is Drake and Kendrick Lamar. That's all you getting.
Right.
You getting Drake, Kendrick Lamar, basketball, opening days. You getting sports. You getting the weather report. You getting the same old. You getting rocked to sleep, bro. We getting rocked to sleep in this society and not looking at what's going on around us, bro. I'm not saying you can't be entertained, but goddamn, we talking about something catastrophic as the World War III. And look, America is showing up allies with these Israelis, And like everybody, the whole earth seeing the Israelis bullying the Palestinians. So if they kick off with the Israelis, America gonna have to fight Egypt, Iran, Russia, any other cats that's gonna try to gang up on the Israelis. That's the world war. That's a world war. So now Israelis keep bullying and poking that bear and like being ruthless, right?
Yeah.
The world seeing it, so they got some people on their border like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The UN like, nah, yo. But why is that not even? It's like it's not even mentioned. It's not even mentioned. It's like an afterthought. And I turn on these goddamn. I don't want to get political, but you kind of damn near got to. You turn on these political networks, especially in this area, especially like in the DC area. We only an hour DC, so I listen to them DC networks. They be far right, bro.
Right.
They be far. I mean, like, you should hear the way they talk about them protesters, They're violent, pro-Hamas, anti-Semitic thugs, and I be like, bro, that is a way to talk about them. It's okay. You have your opinion, but how dumb you think people are? How gullible? Like we living in like this. You ain't talking about a protest back when. You talking about this is real time here. What do they call they call them liberals? Oh, they're so-called liberals and their parents' money. And, listen, these are Ivy League schools too. These are some of the brightest minds that can see, you ain't supposed to be unaliving children, bro. I ain't saying we pro-Hamas or pro-Palestinian or pro any of that madness, but you gotta look at it for what it is,
Right. Exactly.
How long you gonna try? You gonna try to deceive the whole earth while they on live and people getting bombed?
Right.
They don't have a off switch with their wicked. They don't have a I'm trying to tell you, bro. Hold up. I'll make sure we good. We said 1, 2. We said how many? Oh, we good. We said yeah. We said we good. But it's like how many? Yo, they think the Earth is gullible. Yo, the Earth is pissed off. You seen it? You seen the vote? The vote was it the UN that voted?
What was the vote? What was it?
It was in favor of the Palestinians.
Bringing up, was it the one where they talking about, they thinking about bringing charges against, Israelis too.
Yeah, charges again. What's the prime minister name? Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu. And the Supreme. I don't know if it was the Supreme Court that wrote a letter or like it get real political. If you ain't in that world, you might get a little lost. But them cats sent I think it was U.S. Congress together sent like a letter to the people that I forget the acronyms and all of that stuff. The people that put the order out to arrest this person, the International Court.
International Court, yeah.
They sent the CC something.
The ICJ.
They sent a letter to the ICJ.
Right.
Yo, this is in real time, yo. Listen, it was not a warning, it was a threat, yo. These cats sent a letter to the ICJ saying, do not put a sanction or a arrest warrant on Benjamin Netanyahu. Did I say it right that time? That is like, hey, yo, that's war talk. That's war talk. That's like, listen, don't even think about that. Like America is allowing these a foreign entity to commit international war crimes. Go ahead.
Salaki, if I may, I don't want to veer too far off, but what was the president of Libya's name? What was his name?
I don't know.
The one that America
Unalive.
unalive.
Hold up. I know you're talking about too. Hold up.
Oh man, what was his name?
Hold up. Libya president killed. Hold up. Gaddafi.
There you go. Gaddafi.
Right.
The year before he died, he spoke in front of the UN. And this is exactly what he was talking about. He says certain nations, including Israel and America, have the power to commit crimes and not be held accountable for them. When you have United Nations and you have five nations have permanent seats, but everybody else's seat can be removed. When you have a nation with a permanent seat, that gives them the power to commit the crimes that they want. And then he ran down a whole list of crimes all the way from the 50s that America did,
Jeez.
all the way up to that point. That's when he went in a few months later and killed Gaddafi.
God damn.
This is what's happening.
Allegedly.
Salaki.
You gotta say.
Allegedly
Unalive.
unalive Gaddafi. Exactly what Gaddafi said is just what's going on right now with the Israelis. I don't even want to call them Israel. I'm calling them the
Israelis. Right.
right? Exactly what he said is going on. And just like he said, America will back that nation, which is what they're doing and allowing them to run rampant. But now you have countries like Egypt and a couple of other countries that are starting to speak out against this Israeli state. That's what we can call them, the Israeli state. I have that article too when we get to it, but the things that they are doing are the very same things that allegedly happened to them in Germany, in Auschwitz, in those concentration camps, and they have the Palestinians in concentration camps.
That's what's going on, and it's being leaked. That's why they want to ban TikTok so bad.
Salakia, one more time, if I may, sir, this is the same reason why they banned Al Jazeera, the international news station.
Right.
Puts out all of the news that's in Israel and everything that's going on.
Exactly.
Because Al Jazeera started showing what the Israelis were actually doing. The Israelis went in and confiscated all of the equipment, shut them down, and shut down the web or the internet
Right.
in Israel.
And in Gaza.
Exactly. In Gaza too. Exactly.
Mhm.
So they're committing crimes and covering up. And then they're trying to tell us, oh, we're doing, and Salah,
No, go ahead.
if I may again, they are in cahoots with America because now you have American journalists saying that the Israelis are doing everything that they can not to, unalive civilian, you understand, Palestinian civilians. But every time you turn around, another hospital is bombed, another neighborhood is bombed. You bomb the places that you tell them to go and take shelter, and then you bomb those places. What's going on now, and this is the reason why we tell everybody that you really need to start watching that international news, that Bloomberg news, because the things that are happening now is history. History is being written right now. Everything that's going on now, you're going to look back in a history book 50, 60, 70 years from now and say, wow, that happened on our watch. We were there when that happened.
Yep.
History is being written
Where were you?
right now. Where were you? That's the where were you moment.
Right.
That's what's going to happen. Just like when 9/11 happened.
Mhm.
Where were you when 9/11 happened? This is happening right now.
This is real time.
This is going to be one of those markers.
Yeah. This is absolutely a marker in history. And we worried about Drake. We worried about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I mean, it is entertainment, whatever. But it's like, yo, okay. I was like, yeah, I was interested in the beginning, but it's like, okay, yo, all right, like really? Can we move on, yo?
Right.
Salakia. But hey, listen, what we got? We got Joel. Did we read that?
Sir, you ready to read that?
Yeah.
Joel, chapter 3, verse 2. And I will also gather all nations.
I will do what?
I will also gather all nations.
I will gather all nations. That's what you're going to see happening. You're going to see people ganging up, teaming up in this region of the earth. All these nations are going to, America don't have a choice. They already in the fight. They already funding it. Tax dollars funding this genocide, right?
Right.
They ain't gonna have no choice to put them boots on the ground, yo. They prolonging and dragging along. Then one of them other nations gonna get fed up, yo. And then what Big Brother gonna have to do, huh? They gonna be like, all right, here we go. Here we go. I ain't had no chance, yo. Then what Russia gonna do? Okay, what you trying to jump off? Then China gonna be like, all right, here we go. Then it's gonna be then it's gonna get crazy out here. Then it's gonna get crazy out here. You think it's a joke, yo? This is real life. This is real life. You talking about World War III? You think they're going? We think it's all fun and games, right? Don't be surprised to be on this soil. It's gonna be on this soil too. Them things gonna come out the sky and obliterate this place, yo. It's in the scriptures. We gonna get it. Go ahead.
And will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Everything that's going on is scriptural. It's biblical. We think it's just by mistake and by chance. All this is happening in this region of the earth. Trump tried to pull the troops out. Listen, they going back. They going back. They going back over there in that region of the earth.
Yeah.
Iran is going to jump in the war, bro. You think Russia just fighting Ukraine? Them Russian troops going to be on them Israel borders. You understand? They talking about it's a proxy. They talking about it's a proxy. Hamas is a proxy for Iran. Okay. So you gonna fight Iran? You gonna fight Egypt? You gonna fight Russia at the same time? Israel, so-called Israel. Go ahead. Yeah, something.
If I may, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you turn around, they're always talking about proxy, right?
Mhm.
And the one thing about the Israelis is they don't want to own up to the things that they've been doing to the Palestinians and other Arab nations
There you go.
for the last 20 and 30 years over there.
There you go.
Nations is just like you said earlier, they poking a bear. And you can only poke somebody for so long until that person stands up and lashes out. You understand? It's not a proxy. It's just that you've been poking for so long. They lashing back. And then on top of that, you want to take over that whole Gaza Strip. You don't even want a two-state government. You want to be the full ruler, just like they're doing right now, destroying and unaliving people at their own will. You understand? Yes, it may be a proxy.
Just like, hold up. If I could just add, I don't want to let you finish.
Go ahead.
Just like Russia and Ukraine. Before that war kicked off, they was doing joint forces with Ukraine, and then Putin and Russia like, hey yo, chill, that's my spot, yo. That's my spot. What y'all doing? Y'all need to chill out. They've been poking that bear over there for forever.
Right.
And then when they jumped off, everybody confused like this is out of nowhere. This is like just nobody goes to war for nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody just this is a developing, America and Ukraine been in bed with each other for a minute, trying to get Ukraine to join NATO. Why? Because it's important to be close to your enemies. Having weapons that can do much harm, great harm, next to your enemies, next to Russia.
Right.
That's why they put an embargo on Cuba for dealing with Russia back in the day. Like, why can't we, why is it so difficult? It's so difficult for us to comprehend these basic things. And I'm gonna let you finish. I know you better explode. It's so difficult for us to explain because we're so worried about Drake.
Right.
We're so worried about Mother's Day and making it to I'm just making it to the next day, brother. We can't see the bigger picture, yo. Go ahead.
You brought out a strong point, Salaki, if I may. You brought out a strong point, especially bringing up that scripture that you brought up. It says, I will also gather all nations. When you look at what's going on, all of these nations are being brought together.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? For one common purpose. Russia, Ukraine, whether it be Israel, Hamas, Iran, China, all of these nations are being brought together into one place. It's telling us that right here in this scripture, everything gonna be going down in the valley of Jehoshaphat. You understand? This is a heavy scripture right here. And the thing is just like Cap said, we get so caught up in that Drake and that Kendrick Lamar, especially the P. Diddy, all of that type of stuff, and then they covering it and laying it and putting that cherry on top with all of this stuff with Trump. We got so much cake and so much icing with the cherry on the top that we don't even really see what's really going on, the big meat of of the whole thing right there, the whole crux
Right.
of the whole situation is this World War III thing that's jumping off right now. We so busy with dancing and what's going on with their housewives and all of that type of stuff that we don't even see the wars that's getting heated up right now.
God. We distracted.
Get distracted easy.
We distracted by the trinkets. You know what I'm saying? We so engulfed in this age in society that we get blinded, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do they say? Love not the world, yo. We love the trinkets of this society.
Right.
What James 4:4 say? If you love the world, I'm paraphrasing. We can get it. I mean, what scripture did we finish the scripture we at right now?
Nah, we just
Let's finish it though. Let's finish that because we got to get into
yeah.
the biblical perspective of it all. Also,
I'm gonna start back at the top again.
go ahead.
Joel chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people.
And for who?
There for my people.
For my people. Who was my people? That sounds real possessive. For my people. That sounds real possessive right there. You know what I'm saying? All throughout the Bible, you see my people, the nation of Israel. Like all this is going on is for a purpose, black man,
Right.
Hispanic man, Native Indian man, and women. Like I was mentioning the other day, like it's clear that the earth, the entire world, right? They are capable of showing sympathy. You go on TikTok and Facebook and social media, they got so much sympathy for the Palestinians, so much, they care about them. They care about them. They want them to be free. They want liberation and freedom. They want liberation and freedom from the Palestinians, right? That's fine and all dandy because what's happening to the Palestinians and, you know, even in the people in the Congo, they're going through some things too also right now. It's absolutely horrific, right? But people's you gotta comprehend this, right? Their sympathy is selective. They select what they want to sympathize with. I see a lot of it. Oh, it's because I'm a human and I want Palestine to live. You ain't say nothing. You was just celebrating Thanksgiving. And you're going to celebrate Thanksgiving come November.
Right.
It's a trend. I don't really care. You care because the world seems to care. Nobody cared about them children in them cages on that border and their crisis because America's lust for narcotics. You have this epidemic on the borders of America. Women and children and families trying to cross over the border. Why? Because America's lust for narcotics. It's a drug-fueled war going on in Central and South America because America's lust for narcotics. Yeah? But the earth ignored that and called them rapists. Called them SAers. I can't say it on TikTok. I apologize. They called them essayers. They called them, oh, they taking our jobs. They're this, they're that. They just looked down and shunned them.
Right.
They pushed away the Haitians. They pushed away the brothers and sisters down there on the border. Yeah? Meanwhile, all of a sudden, you got sympathy for another nation, right?
Right.
When hundreds of thousands of us have been unalived in the abortion clinic, on the border, in the prison system, in the crack epidemic, in the opioid epidemic. How many people you know that have been unalived by overdose? Countless. I can't. It's like normal now. It's a normal thing to hear about somebody who OD'd.
Right.
That's a war. But it's impossible to be sympathetic for a so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. It's almost impossible to be sympathetic for a black man, Hispanic, Native Indian man, or woman, child. But them Palestinians, they got the love of the earth moving with them, right?
Right.
Showing you what can I get that? The nation not desired. You that nation not desired, black man. Yeah, did we finish Joel? Come on, let's finish Joel. Yeah, we get it going. Go ahead, let's finish this.
Go back to the top.
Go ahead.
Joel chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations,
I will gather all nations,
and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat,
bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat,
and will plead with them there for my people,
and will plead with them there for my people.
for my heritage Israel.
For who?
For my heritage Israel.
You know, who is Israel? Israel is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
Whom they have scattered among the nations,
They scattered. Be all over the earth, you understand? Go ahead.
and parted my land.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. You want to go to verse 3?
Anything on it?
And they have cast lots for my people.
You can drop it there. Make sure this sound good. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, give me nation not desired. Is the 2-on-1s up now? Show you something now.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Oh, hold up. Read it one more time from the top, though, Salaki.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Gather yourselves together.
That's what we got to do. We ain't got to worry about being pro-Palestine or pro-Israel, Israelis. We got to worry about none of that. We got to worry about each other, yeah? We got to worry about each other, especially on the ground. You know what I mean? Because all we got is each other in the end. We got to gather together in righteousness, though. Not in bitterness and strifeness, but in righteousness and, you know, that's how we want to operate. You understand? Go ahead.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
It said, yay, a second time, because we ignorant. we got to hear it 2 times sometimes, you understand? We got to gather together, and this is the place to do that, right here in the Israelite School of UPK, where we're going to gather together in unity and in order. You understand? O nation what?
O nation not desired.
It's clear as day, we that nation does not desire black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. We that nation is not desired in the earth. No one cried for us. Nobody had showed any sympathy for the black man, Hispanic man, or Indian man, First Nation man. Nobody gave a damn about our atrocities, the crimes that was committed against us and that are still being committed against us. But when another nation cries, a heathen nation cries and weeps, the whole earth stops. The whole earth, the entire earth stops. Why is that? You're allowed to be sympathetic for the so-called other nations. But when it comes to a so-called, I can't say those derogatory names. When it comes to somebody that is of the children of Israel, the true biblical Jew, you ain't allowed to love that in this earth. You ain't allowed to show compassion in this earth. Somebody on TikTok says, so who is Jesus? Jesus is a so-called black man like me. You know what I mean? A black man from the ghetto, by the way.
Right.
The king of Israel. That's who Jesus is, man. The king of Israel. The man that's going to rule the earth. You understand? And his reign going to reign on. You know what I mean? What he bring down, his laws, his judgments is going to live on in the earth forever. You understand?
Right.
You ask me who Jesus is. It's interesting, man. Shalom, brother. Shalom, brothers, just checking in. Shalom, sister. Shalom, y'all. Shalom, Tabashim, y'all. But yeah, where we at though? We still in Zephaniah. We the nation that's not desired. Ain't that clear? And don't be sad about it. Just be like, okay, no sweat. They don't love us, but we can love each other.
Right.
We can love each other. We can solve our in-house issues with one another. We can do that though. We that nation is not desired. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Go ahead. Any more? Anything on two? I'll drop that. Give me that article though.
Okay. This is an article from CNN World. This is World News by CNN. The title is "Strapped Down, Blindfolded, Held in Diapers. Israeli whistleblower detail abuse of Palestinian in shadowy detention center."
Hold up. Who reported this?
This is a Israeli whistleblower.
Hold up. What news article is it from?
This is CNN World.
Listen now, listen. We ain't making this up. We ain't pro. What do they call them protesters? We ain't pro Hamas.
Right.
We ain't anti-Semitic. Understand that? You understand? Go ahead.
All right. This is Saad Teeman, Israel, at a military base that now doubles as a detention center in Israel, Negev Desert. An Israeli working at the facility snapped 2 photographs of a scene that he says continues to haunt him. Rows of men in gray tracksuits are seen sitting on paper-thin mattresses, ring-fenced by barbed wire.
Ring fence, blah. Listen, don't this sound familiar? So-called Jewish man, so-called Israeli man. How hypocritical, right? How hypocritical. And look, how hypocritical is that, yo? And like the reason they want to get rid of TikTok and certain social media platforms so bad is because of things like information that's being brought out like this. Now it's been so, the information is flowing so freely. CNN ain't got no choice, y'all. CNN gonna get a story. CNN, Bloomberg, they gonna put that story out, regardless how heavy they lean on a particular fence. They're gonna word it a certain way. They're gonna phrase it a certain, because that's, you know how them corporate media, mass media, you know the lingo.
Right.
You listen to it enough, it's like you see right through it. But you know exactly whose side they're on, regardless of what story they're reporting, where they're reporting from, the facts or not. The terminology they use in that story will tell you what are they, who they for and who they not for.
Right.
Any more?
Yeah, there's more, sir.
Go ahead.
We got to get a good vision. This is a circled enclosure fence, topped with barbed wire. Topped with barbed wire.
That sounds like it's a prison.
And the thing is it's not a prison of the people that they're fighting. It's the people that are being unalived. The so-called people that they're supposed to be moving out so that they can war with the other people. They say that these people are not their enemy, but look at what's happening.
The condition. In layman terms, these are so-called refugees of war.
Right.
And those so-called refugees are put in, essentially, closing caption. I've got to be real careful because internet is crazy, yo. They put in closing captions very similar to the captions that the so-called Jewish people were put in the time of their horror. Can I? Is that plain?
I believe, and they calling it detention center.
And they're you see the terminology. You see the terminology.
Right.
They're very careful with the terminology. Why? Not to show favor
Yep.
to the Palestinians.
Right.
I'm gonna put you in these
Detention centers.
detention centers. Oh my gosh. Go ahead. Go ahead. Anything you want to point out about it?
As America did
Guantanamo.
Guantanamo, but they also did that, remember,
Vietnam.
to the Asians in
Vietnam.
World War II, World War One,
Right.
when Japan,
Yeah, the Japanese. Yeah.
Japanese bombed,
Yep.
and they did that to the
Japanese Americans.
Japanese Americans.
Yep.
You know they gave them,
Reparations.
you know how much they gave them, each one,
I'm not sure though.
$20,000. Remember, this is in the 1950s.
No, you got to do the inflation. Let me do.
Exactly.
Hold on. Let me get the number.
Exactly. And it's heavy, it's important that we know this, because all of this is history happening right now. And we gotta look at how certain people are being treated, and then look
So it was in the 20s.
World War One. This is World War. What was that? When they did when they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. What year was that? Was that the 40s? Was that was the same year? That was World War II then, right?
Hold up. World War One was 1914 to 1918, so it was around
World
the
War
19.
II. No, it's World War II. Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's when the bomb got dropped. That's when, remember,
40s,
Pearl Harbor.
1939, 1945.
Pearl Harbor. That's World War II.
All right.
Because they bombed Pearl Harbor.
Attack on Pearl Harbor, 1941.
There you go. That's it right there. So that was the same year when they rounded up all of the so-called Asians and put them in so-called detention centers.
Okay. 1940. What is $20,000 in 19? God, that's about almost $500,000.
There you go.
Jeez.
Right. And they gave all of them that after all of that was over. They got reparations. Now,
Whew, that's a lot of bread, bro. $500,000
so think about
in today's time.
Now, I did a little math myself, and I did the reparations. Let's just say of course, in the UPK, we don't look for reparations, but if it comes, it comes. And it estimated if they give every so-called black, Hispanic, and Native $10 million, that would be 600.
The Met Gala
Six
happened
hundred and
last
eighty-four
week.
trillion dollars. That's including taxes. That's a 35. I put a 35% tax on it, so it would be $684 trillion
Jeez.
is what would be owed today. Now I did that math on 44 million people. Of course, we more than that, but I had to go with a number that I knew. So it would be, what comes after a trillion? A zillion? Is a zillion a real thing?
I think so.
It's a
I
zillion.
think so, but
They
we.
would have to give us $1 zillion.
Jeez.
That's including the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and that would truly mean that we would be owed America itself and all of those island countries too. Wherever we have our people on those islands that were enslaved at that time, they would owe us those islands too. number, they owe us $1 zillion.
It's a lot of bread.
It's a lot of bread. And think about it, like I said, I did the number on the so-called blacks in America. I didn't do them on the UK because I don't know how many numbers
Right,
there
right.
are over there.
Right.
So if we did it with so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, it would be $1 zillion.
God.
Now, back to this is saying that they,
Yeah, back to the article.
back to the article. An Israeli working at the facility snapped 2 photographs of a scene that he says continues to haunt him. Rows of men in gray tracksuits are seen sitting on a paper-thin mattress, ring-fenced by barbed wire. All appear blindfolded, their heads hanging heavy under the glare of floodlights. Listen, this is the same situation. It's a lot here, if I may, sir. It's the same situation that happened to the so-called Jewish man at the beginning of his Holocaust in Germany. This is the same way that they were gathered up and pushed into those so-called ghettos.
This is the same thing. I don't know if they heard you or not. This is the same thing that the so-called Jewish man encountered in their war, in their great horror. And how hypocritical are they to do the same thing, right? And the thing is, this is the thing about this update, right? Not only are the people on the college campuses of America see this, but the UN sees this, the United Nations sees this, Egypt sees it, Iran sees it, Saudi Arabia sees it. All these nations in that region see it, and what's going to happen is they're going to keep poking this bear, and they went too far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was already horrible. And then the world was like, look what they're going to do to Rafa. They knew exactly what was going to happen. They did it. And this is where we at. Hold on real quick. I got to pull. You got any more on that article?
Come, sir.
Damn, I was about to pull something. The UN, I'm going to get you continue to read, I'm going to get the UN article.
Come, sir. It said a putrid stench filled the air and the room hummed with the men's murmurs. The Israelis who was at the facility told CNN, forbidden from speaking to each other, the detainees mumbled to themselves, and they can't even speak to each other. This has to be one of the worst conditions, because if you see the photo is of them on their knees, hunched over,
Right.
shoulder to shoulder.
Yep.
Now, you shoulder to shoulder with somebody, and you can't speak to the person that your shoulder is touching. Not only that, you blindfolded, and your face is down to the ground.
And listen, people don't recognize this. This is not, the people that are being explained in this are not Hamas.
Right.
These are civilians, non-militant people. They're putting them in detention, so-called detention centers, and treating them like prisoners.
Right.
Come on,
If I may, sir, and they also said that they're feeding them just enough to survive.
That's
Not
not
enough to
sustain.
Not enough to sustain them, but just enough so that they are not unalive.
Y'all remember them old black and white movies they showed us in grade school? Y'all seeing that now in 4K with the Palestinians. Y'all seeing that now in 4K.
Somebody
Go ahead.
they can barely hear you.
On TikTok or on here?
I think it's on YouTube.
Maybe because I ain't speaking directly into the mic. My bad. But
We were told they were not allowed to move. They should sit upright. They're not allowed to talk, not allowed to peek under their blindfold. This is the way you treat. They're not allowed to talk, not allowed to
Con. Hold up. Yeah, I think they can hear me now.
Okay.
Salakia. But
This is the way you treat a prisoner of war, a combatant. This is not the way you treat a
a civilian, or a refugee. You know what I mean? They're not even allowing them. In the world, listen, they're being revealed. Matter of fact, they're revealing themselves to be a cruel beast. A lot of y'all cats need to owe Kanye West an apology. You owe Kanye West an apology, y'all.
Right.
He was saying, hey, yo, the way they treating us in the music industry, this ain't right. This is wrong what they doing to us. Oh, you anti-Semitic. Now on college campuses, can comprehend the earth is calling them anti-Semitic when they like, hey, yo, this is a crime being committed against people.
Right.
You can't say nothing about a crime. Yo, come on, yo. Then you deemed anti-Semitic, yo. Look this up. UN General Assembly presses Security Council to give favorable consideration to full Palestinian membership. Hold on real quick. I got I need an article on the UN.
You got one?
Hold on, here we go. CNN, UN member nations vote overwhelmingly to back Palestinian membership bid.
Yeah.
Find this one. Hold up.
That's you want me to pull that? You want me to drop it?
It's on. Is there more in that article that you got?
Yeah, it was more.
I'll finish that
But,
one.
but if you want to.
I'm gonna get to this after this.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to this.
This is what I wanted to say, Salaki, if I may, sir.
You got it.
It's funny how people forget. You understand? The way that they were treated in Germany, the way that they were treated in Auschwitz and all of those concentration camps. And then you have an article where it says guards were instructed to scream Oscar, which means shut up in Arabic, and told to pick people out that were problematic and punish them.
Dang.
The same thing that were happening to them in Auschwitz.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing that were happening to them when they were pushed into those ghettos. The SS troops would come through those ghettos and pick out people who they felt were problematic and drag them off and punish them. It's the same thing.
It's the same tactics. You know why it's the same tactics? I'm gonna tell you why it's the same tactics. Because the so-called Jewish man is a Polish. They're refugees. They're refugees from Poland and Germany. They're not the biblical Jews. Newsflash. Right? That's what they said.
If I may,
Go ahead.
it's amazing that you pulled that out just now because the language that they speak is called Yiddish.
Yeah.
And when you look up Yiddish, you'll learn that Yiddish was Germanic and Polish dialect combined.
Absolutely.
With a little bit of Hebrew mixed in. It was, remember, the German language was created in the 2nd century. The Polish language was created in the 3rd century. So if this was the 2nd and the 3rd century and they're speaking this language, they could not be
Those people. It's a bastardized version of Hebrew. It ain't that. They call it themselves Yiddish.
Yeah.
Like Jewish people call what they speak Yiddish. They don't even call it Hebrew.
Yeah, it's Yiddish. And I mean, what does 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3 says, and that man of sin be revealed.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. They revealing themselves.
Revealing themselves. We have to be.
We thought Listen, if I could, we thought they were so kind and soft. They are a brutal, brutal beast. They was hiding behind that black suit and that little hat. When they've been oppressing and oppressing and oppressing and unaliving and unaliving and unaliving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hiding behind this image of, hide behind this false image of pure, what's the word I'm looking for? Hiding behind this image of holiness,
Purity.
of purity, of cleanness, of clean, you know,
Of the chosen people.
of the so-called chosen. But they ain't the chosen. Listen, they literally Polish, y'all.
Yes.
They're literally Polish. They're literally German. They're literally from, you know, Europe. That's what they're refugees from. Their ancestors are not from Israel.
Right.
They're actually Polish and German and all those things. But that's just history. My bad if it's offensive. But that's the reality. If y'all protesters really want to make them mad, tell them where they really from. Because it ain't Israel. You got plucked up out of a war and placed there. You understand? Now you want to bully the entire earth. Let's finish this article off.
I'm gonna end it right here, sir.
Go ahead.
CNN spoke to 3 Israeli whistleblowers who worked at the Saad Teman desert camp, which holds Palestinian detainees. During Israel's invasion of Gaza, all spoke out at risk of legal repercussion and reprisal from the group supportive of Israel's hardline policies in Gaza.
Ah,
They paint a picture.
you got it. What up? Brother gonna get the door, but y'all see what's going on in the earth, yo. Y'all see what's happening. Y'all see the crimes that's being committed. Y'all see the atrocities that's being committed. Y'all, go ahead and say sorry to Kanye West. Unblock Kanye West. Go ahead, you know what I mean? Also, you know, put that on a playlist tonight. Or tomorrow morning on the way to work, you understand? But, you know, how hypocritical of the so-called Israelis to do this, yo. How hypocritical, yo. We're going to continue with this article. We're going to show you how cruel and foul these people have become. You understand? Shalom, Lord Christ. Yeah, I'm to walk for that. We're going to get some more on this, though. Go ahead.
They painted a picture of the facility where doctors sometimes amputated prisoners' limbs due to injuries sustained from constant handcuffing. They're amputating people from situations that they're causing.
Right.
So you cut off the circulation of somebody's hand, and all of a sudden their hand becomes
In operation.
inoperationable and unusable. So now they have to
And look,
amputate.
you know they're not getting no anesthesia, right?
None.
You know this is torture.
Wait.
This is war crimes.
Listen, and
Go ahead.
that's the whole issue that a lot of people are speaking out about, and this is the reason why all of those things are happening on those campuses, because of these war crimes. Listen, it says injuries sustained from constant handcuffing of medical procedures sometimes performed by underqualified medics, earning it a reputation for being a paradise for interns. So
People that want to get their medical degree.
you want to get your medical degree, but you know nothing. We have somebody that you can operate on and you'll get no repercussions for messing up.
So it's like not only are they performing on it with no anesthesia, you got somebody with no hold on. You got somebody in there with no medical degree, no experience, down there chopping limbs off. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna let that go right here. This is a lot, but
And y'all can go to that article, man. You can see all the atrocities they doing. And this is look, that's CNN right there. Like we ain't making this up. And
This is
they revealing themselves at this point.
right.
They revealing themselves at this point. You understand? Go ahead.
You want to continue the article?
No, go to the CNN article. You type this headliner in. UN. Let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
UN member nations vote overwhelmingly to back Palestinian membership bid. It's should be a CNN. It should be a CNN article pop right up. UN member nations vote overwhelmingly to back Palestinian membership. Well, you got to bring out gonna be dynamic, man. It's gonna hit. Gonna hit. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
It says UN votes to back Palestinian membership, prompting prompting Israeli envoy to shred charter. That's not the one that you got.
You want CNN?
No, this is not saying this. All right, let me check.
The Guardian's a good source though.
Okay, here we go.
You got a CNN one? Go ahead.
UN member nation vote overwhelmingly to back Palestinian membership bid. United Nations resolution in support of Palestinian membership passed.
And what? In support.
In support of Palestinian membership passed with overwhelming support on Friday.
Meaning the world's leaders is like, yo, Israelis is tripping, bro. You understand? Why is this ain't on? Why ain't this was just on Friday? Why this report came out Friday, if I'm not mistaken? Why isn't this pushed to the forefront? You understand?
Right.
You talking about United Nations? Them so-called Jewish cats, they pissed at the United Nations. Meanwhile, the United Nations and all them other, what we was mentioning earlier about the international court, them cat that was set up because so nothing like what happened to this so-called Jewish man will ever happen again. Now they turn against their own. Now they turn against what they built up to prevent another so-called Holocaust. Now because their Holocaust, I don't know. Now they're behaving like. Can you even say that? Can you say Hitler on the internet now? I don't even know no more. Can you say the Nazis? They behaving like Nazis. Now they want to go up against it. Now they want to go up against the UN and the international courts. And what was that other acronym? The ICJ?
Yeah, ICJ,
And-
International Court of Justice.
And the International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice, they want to put a warrant out on not something Yahoo.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Benjamin I ain't never gonna say that right ever. Benjamin Netanyahu,
Right.
which is only right. They put one out on Putin. Everybody was cool with that, right? Everybody was cool with Putin getting this war. I ain't know. I ain't hear nothing about. Hold on, I ain't hear nothing about no detention centers.
Right.
I think that's just a regular war going over there. I ain't saying it's right or nothing like that.
Right.
Well, I ain't saying nothing about torturing cats and, you know what I'm saying? Limbs getting cut off, children. You talking about 35,000 plus kids? Something like that, 10,000 plus kids getting unalive? Come on, yo. Go ahead, you got something?
If I may, I think everybody could go one way or the other with that. Nobody stood up on the college campuses and started, protesting that war.
Nobody-
You understand? People had their own opinions, but
Yeah.
what's going on now, what people are seeing now, is right in front of the view of the world.
Yep.
You understand? And just like you said, Salada, just like you said, sir, that Ukrainian and Russian war is an actual war, two sides fighting against each other. This war that's going on
This is
over
just
there
a
in Gaza
this is just a straight up bully.
is of somebody destroying somebody else. It's not two people going back and forth, And of course, look at what's going on. Like you said, we don't take one side or the other. We saying that we need to gather ourselves together and take care of our business. Look at what the United Nations is doing for the Palestinians. They're trying to get them a seat in the United Nations. We've been destroyed for damn near over 500 years and we still don't have a seat. We have nobody supporting us in the United Nations.
Right.
I yield.
No doubt. Hey, you gonna teach tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
You teaching next week?
I got off my
I don't know, sweat. No sweat. Ain't no thing, yeah.
I mean, man, but we get into this, man. It's like, yo.
I know. But look, hey, any more in the article?
You want to go? You want to go on?
Yeah, I do. Cause listen,
Man.
it's so dynamic in this. Because listen, like when they vote on stuff, yo, they don't ever agree.
Right.
Like this was like unanimous, damn near. Go ahead.
Think about
Almost.
this too, right? It says the resolution won a resounding majority of the 143 votes in favor, right? Remember, it's 193 nations within the United Nations that vote. They got 143 votes. It was a landslide. A landslide.
Go ahead. Meaning,
20
hold up. Meaning that like, yo, there's 143 nations. It's like, no, yo, y'all bugged out.
Right.
And look, go ahead. Listen to this too.
25 abstained.
No, stop right there. I want to explain this. 25 abstain meaning I can't say nothing. Meaning I can't say nothing. I'm gonna stay in the corner. I can't say nothing bad, or if I say something good about it, I'm gonna be looked at this way. So you know what? I ain't saying nothing.
Listen to this though, right? 25 abstained, and 9 nations voted against the text. Listen to the 9 nations.
Go ahead.
Czechia, Hungary, Argentina, Micronesia, Nauru, Palau, Papua New Guinea, Israel, and the United States.
Right.
Listen, it's a lot here if I may, sir.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Sorry, but
You got it. You got it.
United States, and this is why we got to stop thinking that democracy is a great thing. Democracy is no different from a communist country. They control everything that you say and you do. How can this be a democracy? How can this be a democratic country voting against a people being destroyed? But we get voted against every year. Every year they have a vote or voting for a president, we are the ones always getting voted against because no president has looked out for our best interest. Every president that has come in has been against us. And the United States is doing nothing but what they always do. And they vote for what? They vote for power.
Right.
They vote for
Whatever favors them.
It's not a equality thing with America. It's a power thing.
And let me ask you this too. You got to ask yourself this. You said 143, right?
143.
Are you saying like 143 people got it wrong? Are you saying 143? Yeah.
Listen,
Let's get let's.
quarters. That's damn near 3. That's a little more than 3/4 because if I'm not mistaken, it's 193 or 196 nations that have a vote, and over 3/4 voted to bring them in. The United States went against it.
Yep. Now let's read some more of this article.
All right, here we go. The text put forward by the United Arab Emirates calls for the United Nations powerful Security Council, which must rule on Palestinian membership, to reconsider the matter favorably. The state of Palestine is qualified for membership in the United Nations, it asserts. With emotions running high on Friday, more than 100 national representatives asked to speak about the resolution, with most emphasizing strong support for Palestinian statehood no matter how they vote.
Damn.
In remarks before the vote, Palestinian Ambassador Riyad Mansour spoke passionately about the plight of Palestinians in war-torn Gaza. As we speak, 1.4 million Palestinians in Rafah wonder if they will survive today, he told the assembly, referring to Israeli threats of major attack on densely populated city in southern Gaza. Southern Gaza is where the Israelis told the Palestinians to go for refuge. After they get there for refuge, they begin to bomb southern Gaza. You understand?
This point, what's about to be brought up here was very important. We got to understand this conversation was being held at the United Nations. This is not no ballroom, no city council. This is like all the powerful nations, elected officials in this one room here. Everybody understand? It's not a small. It's not like a. It's not your local debate. This is the big table. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
He also thanked protesters on U.S. university campuses and abroad who have demonstrated against the Israeli-Hamas war. Our flag flies high and proud in Palestine and across the globe and on the campus of Columbia University.
No, why ain't nobody talking about that, yo? Why? We still on Drake? We still talking about Drake and Kendrick? We still talking about that? My bad. We still on Atlanta Housewives and
Right.
What is any other rap beef I don't know about? Man, it's so. Go ahead.
Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Yeah, that's what I was talking. Just said, yeah.
They making that more important than any more.
Yeah, they pushing it in your face like I can't get away from it. I can't scroll fast enough. I get on TikTok. I can't. Somebody talking about Drake. Like, yo, I thought this was like this 2 weeks of this. Like, oh god damn. It's like I want to see the news. I want to see the campuses. I want to see the war. I want to see Biden talking. I want to see the UN. That's my feed right now. And they blocking celebrities now. I don't know if y'all seen that. Yeah, they block like you gotta. It's a whole trend now on TikTok. They blocking celebrities. They blocking corporations. They trying to take their money. They like whatever it is to disenfranchise.
Right.
The powers that be.
Salaki, if I may.
Go ahead.
Now think about this. We brought up Kendrick Lamar and
Drake.
Drake several times. Why is that so important? Why is that Kendrick Lamar and Drake so important? It's so important because most of
Good
us,
evening.
so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, that's the thing that distracts us. If we are not distracted by that, we see the plight of the Palestinians. Then we go against so-called the Israelis. You understand what I'm saying? We get on the side and we begin to immobilize because we know that feeling of being a people being destroyed. We know what it's like to be in slavery. We know what it's like to be in prison. We know what it's like to be in concentration camps. We know what it's like to be in ghettos. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And as long as we stay distracted, our voices are not heard. That's the whole point of us being distracted by all of this bull crap. That's what they call, it's the
Propaganda.
propaganda. That's what they're Salaki, sir.
You had it last week.
Yeah, how about that? Propaganda, That's it right there. You understand? We believe it or not, we a large voice. We are a big voice. We just don't know how to gather ourselves together. You understand? That was one of the scriptures Cat used earlier. Gather yourself together, you gather together, O nation not desired. We have to understand that we're a nation of people that are not desired. Go ahead.
Now, I brought this article up for this. I mentioned this earlier. Everybody on TikTok and on the college campuses and even as far as much as the UN, the United Nations, such a big table. They are capable of recognizing and being sympathetic for atrocities.
Right.
But they cannot be sympathetic or they cannot recognize and comprehend something tragic that has happened to us. You understand? They can understand what's going on in Ukraine is horrible,
Right.
and the earth needs to stop it. Everybody got a goddamn Ukraine flag on their car, flag in front of their house, praying for Ukraine. Free Palestine this, free Palestine that. Okay, that's fine. However you feel, that's your opinion, that's your life, right? But if you are about liberation and freedom, why are you so quiet about black people?
Right.
Why are you so quiet about the Mexicans on the border?
Right.
Why are you so quiet about the Haitians? Why are you so quiet about that? Because your liberation is absolutely selective. It's absolutely selective because if it's going to affect your bottom line, affect that's why they blocking them celebrities, because them celebrities can't say free Palestine.
Right.
I'm like, that is funny. So everybody on like got their block list. They blocking Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and all of them. They just we gonna block all these celebrities and gonna affect their bottom line, Lizzo, because they ain't saying nothing about Palestine. They're not using their platform to fight against
Right.
the war. So like you can't see against the war or what have you. So they blocked. They got this block. They look it up. Go on TikTok when you get a chance and type in block talk or block out 2024 or something like that. You'll see the videos. And they blocking every corporation, every celebrity or whatnot, whatever. That's supposed to affect their bottom line,
Right.
even if you don't already follow them. Yeah, so I thought it was interesting. But you should take a look at that. They protested. They give a damn about these Palestinians. I'm like, man, they love them so much,
Right.
which is fine because of the atrocities, right? I know we got a little bit more in this article. I'm gonna let you read some more, and I'm gonna get some scriptures. But we're so capable of love and compassion, and and the awareness of what's going on. But it's like, where can we have compassion for black people also? Can we have compassion to the atrocities? We got children in cages.
Right.
In dog cages on U.S. soil. We can't talk about that though? My bad. It's all about Palestine, my bad. But we all about liberation though. But we talking about celebrating Thanksgiving in a couple months though. We think about talking about Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, we can't talk about it. Why? Because it's going to make you feel uncomfortable. You're going to start to look. You're going to have to look at yourself.
Right.
Because now you're going to look at you looking like the so-called Israeli now. You benefited from such atrocity, such crime. So you can't talk about that though, right? Where we at?
Our flag flies high and proud in Palestine and across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
And on the campus of Columbia University, it has become a symbol by all those who believe in freedom and is just ruled by all those who can no longer stand idly by in the face of such utter injustice, Mansell said.
Bunch of hypocrites, yo. Listen, I get it. You're fighting for justice and liberation. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Y'all out there chanting and on the campuses, right? Okay, yeah, I get it. It's like, I know in November you gonna have that turkey, bro. You faking it. You're a fake. What's the word? Fake it till you make it. What's the word? You're a fake. It's a person that's like you're fake woke. You're fake woke, bro. You know, you say you're all about liberation and freedom, but it's all selective. I know them Muslim cats with them goddamn dresses on in Baltimore. They probably got a Palestine flag in their car and everything.
Right.
You're a joke. You're a goddamn joke. It's selective because you follow Islam, and you call yourself a Muslim. You think you're part of it. You think if Palestine get free, that means you're free, dum-dum?
Right.
You're still a slave, dummy. Following after goddamn, wearing a goddamn man dress. You think you feel a part of their culture. You're a joke. We're dying and starving in the ghettos of America, and you waving a goddamn Palestinian flag. We got brothers and sisters in dog cages, and you waving a goddamn Palestinian flag. Right. Palestinians, they never give a damn about you. Newsflash, you got a Palestinian serving you chicken, dummy. And he ain't gonna give you the chicken if you 10 cents short.
Right.
Calling you brother. What you want, brother? Calling you Aki. Talking about them chopped cheese in goddamn New York. You all up in their face. They is robbing you. So I'll guarantee you they got the lowest greatest chopped meat in that chopped cheese. Right. The lowest greatest meat in that so-called cheesesteak. The lowest greatest probably went bad, but he cooked it. Calling you, and you up there calling them mommy. They call. I be so disgusted, yo. Calling them Asian women's mommy and poppy and all this pop. You know, and that's all culture. You giving them all culture like that. You know what I mean? Right. That's an Hispanic thing. That's you know what I'm saying. That's a northern tribe thing. That ain't an Arab thing. Right. That ain't, you know what I mean? That ain't even like. What are you doing? Gross, yo. Yo, listen, you can drop the R. I think they get the gist, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna read this one.
Yeah. Why is that not on your news feed on Facebook? Well, you know what's on your news feed on Facebook? Comedy. Fights. Say it again. You know, promiscuous women, thirst traps. That's the first thing you see on Facebook. You see what Facebook got, like you can't, like it's called a news feed, but I ain't getting no actual news. I get on TikTok, I get the news, you know, I be like, yo, damn, right. And then I get in my truck and I turn on Bloomberg, like, I just saw that on TikTok. Like I put that 99.1 on, I'm like, all right, okay, what we got today? You tell me what's up in the markets, what's down. Then they get to the news story. I'm like, you know what? I just heard that on TikTok. I think TikTok is a meta versus bike dance. It's about information. It's about information getting out there. Is the information getting out there? Facebook and everything else is marketed towards other things. Marketed towards money. It's like TikTok, they got a bunch of ads and sponsored stuff on there too, but it's like I'm also getting news. I'm also seeing a protest. I'm also seeing what's going on in the Middle East. I'm seeing things that the mainstream media and metaverse ain't showing me. Like I don't even want to be on Facebook. Like I really don't be. I go on there to like UPK stuff and that's it. I get on Facebook to like UPK stuff and I get the hell off because there ain't nothing on it. Facebook is 99.99% sneak dissing. And thirst traps and you know what is it's a lot. That's all it is. It's, sneak dissing, thirst traps. It's a joke. I ain't gonna get the news on Facebook unless I type it in. Unless I type in CNN. Unless I type in Bloomberg. Unless I type in President Biden. War here. Other than that, it's gonna feed you a bunch of garbage that's gonna distract you. But when we gonna go dive into what's really going on in the world? When we want to dive into what's actually tangible and what's actually practical. We can't do that if we just keep getting force-fed garbage. Everybody understand? That's why this school's so important. That's why these classes are so important. You get actual information. You get actual information that's not only tangible, right? but it's practical. You can apply these things, these laws, statutes, and commandments to your life.
Right.
And you start seeing what's going on in the earth. Like you young brothers and sisters in the class, y'all gonna be y'all this young brother here and this young sister here, y'all gonna be light years. Y'all gonna be light years ahead of your peers.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you why you're gonna be light years and so far ahead of them, because you're not gonna be so as distracted as they are by society. You're gonna have something implanted in your mind that says, you know what, I can't behave that way. You're gonna be hip to news stories and other things that's going on in the earth they have no idea about. Why is that? Because of your source of information is not just what's being force fed to you in school and then on YouTube and on, I don't know what they use, Twitch and all these other things, right? That's what we gotta recognize and understand, man. What time is it? 8:30? You wanna give me wars and rumors of wars?
Come.
You wanna end with that?
Come.
Show you this in the Bible. And make sure y'all hit the like button, yo. Y'all watching this, hit that like button, hit the share, and watch our videos, man. We got a lot of visually stunning content. I mean, visually stunning content on our TikTok, our Instagram, our Facebook. It's all over our YouTube. Check it out. I mean, these brothers putting in amazing work, yo. So go to those pages, hit that like button, yo. Like, we put a lot of manpower behind our videos and what we doing here in Baltimore and in the Eastern Shore. Them brothers is doing an amazing job. So make sure, yeah, clap it up. Them brothers doing an amazing job. So you got that for me?
Come on.
Hey, you want to read that one? Rumors of War?
Well, Matthew, you got that? Matthew 24, 24 and 6.
Y'all gonna be light years. Y'all don't understand. Y'all understanding when y'all get a little bit older, but y'all are so valuable to yourself, especially in y'all age range. Y'all gonna be so valuable to your peers because you're not going to be the young man, the young woman that this society wants you to be.
Right.
You're gonna be so much greater because you're here and you're around people that can comprehend the BS that's going on in the earth. Everybody understand?
Come.
The UPK is so vital and so important. People look at it like it's some type of joke. Yo, this is practical. This is a practical way to live. The practical ain't there by mistake, dummy. Okay? Where we at?
Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of war and rumors of war.
And you should hear wars and rumors of war. That's what's going on in the earth right now. We keep hearing about China. We keep hearing it. Taiwan is going to pop off. For years we've been talking about Iran. Well, not we, but like it's here and there. Here, these politicians will, yeah, Iran this, Iran that. It's like it's very, very subtle, and then boom. Now they calling it a proxy war. Now they calling it a proxy war with Iran and so-called Israel. I think it's by mistake. No wars and rumors of war popping up.
Right.
They've been poking that bear with Ukraine, with Russia for NATO and the U.S. been poking that bear with Russia for over a decade. Doing joint forces, doing little things, Hey, Russia, like, bro, chill. Like, this ain't, like, you ain't gonna, listen, yo, this ain't a small thing, yo. What else going on in the earth? Y'all heard about them, I ain't got time to pull a bunch of articles, but it was fighter jets and a bomber jet over neutral waters between Alaska and America.
Right.
This past week. Was it this week or last week?
I think it was last.
And then we had to scramble our jets over there. Like, yo, this is not a normal time. Like, we think in our mind it's like, I remember when I was younger, y'all, I had a person that I admired very much. He said, America never fall. Never. And then I'm reading this Bible. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not too sure about that right now. Because everything in this Bible that been prophesied didn't happen. So I'm like, the other stuff ain't happened yet. I think it's going to. Okay? Go ahead. Please.
You know, that's, when we get covered in the spirit of America, that's how we feel. We feel like America will never fall. America will be forever. We fall into that Olympic feeling, that Olympic spirit. We fall into that constitutional spirit. We fall into that, oh, say we can. You know, we fall into all of that. And
Patriotism,
we
patriot.
fall into that, there we go, that patriotism. And we feel like America will never fall.
Right.
The Bible says otherwise. You understand? So, it can only be one truth, you know? And the Bible is that, you know? So, when you start moving away from that, listen, when the man of sin begins to be revealed,
That's
you
what's
will
happening.
understand.
And look, he revealing himself.
Yeah.
And look, we literally talking about. Excuse me. I gotta put a couple rocks on it. I might go to 9. I don't know. I got. But look, we literally talking about the Israelis, and we got a goddamn memorial down the hall. Talking about a memorial right down off of the water, remembering the Holocaust. Right. On that wall. It's like I forget what it's not right on the water, but it's like up when you're going back north. Is it Lombard? I think it is Lombard. It ain't Pratt. It's after Pratt. It's Lombard. It's on Gay Street, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's on Gay and Lombard. Right? They got a little memorial right there. And we've been remembering that they just had Holocaust or Jewish Remembrance Day or something like that last week, something like that. Biden had to speak somewhere or something like that. That was this weekend, okay. And how can you participate in that and ignore the war crimes? This is what the earth don't understand. Listen, they're gonna pay for their listen, the so-called Israelis, right, is Amalek, is a subdivision or a family of Esau. Esau ain't going, listen, y'all, they gonna be in the museum, y'all.
Right.
They gonna be in the museum. They gonna be like, yo, look, these the cats that was doing that stuff over there, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, they done now, they gone. We don't understand what's going on in the earth is for our sake.
Right.
You gonna finish that off?
Come, sir.
Go ahead.
And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
Go ahead.
See that ye be not troubled.
Go ahead.
For all these things must come to pass.
Look, don't think about it too much. Don't even think about it too much. Everything that's happening is happening for a reason. It's prophesied. Don't think about it too much. Don't be too troubled, y'all. But it's going down in the earth. And we think it's like, yo, we just living deliciously, right?
Right.
Okay. No doubt, no sweat. Go ahead.
But the end is not yet.
But the end is not yet. But it's getting close. It's getting close. Go ahead.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
What's happening, y'all? What's really happening? China like, what's up? You know what I mean? Other nations looking at the Israelis being the bully of the earth, like, yo, no. So they got their proxies. And look, check it out, right? Israelis is withdrawn from Rafah. Y'all think they being sympathetic, but they gearing up their borders for something, bro. They gearing up their borders for other attacks.
Right.
Cause the earth is like, no, bro, y'all wildin'. Go ahead.
And kingdom against kingdom.
And kingdom against kingdom. That's what's going on right now. Go ahead.
And there shall be famines
What's-
and pestilence.
And famine, like the price of food is going up ridiculous. Ridiculous, yo. I mean, that's not even what's the inflation? That's extortion. It's not even inflation. It's just I'm want to make more money off of you. It's not even that is not what inflation looks like.
Right.
Inflation is probably little by little, you know. I'm talking about, yo, it's out. The percentage of things, it's
You shouldn't even notice inflation.
you shouldn't even notice inflation. But you talking about last week? This soda was $2.50. This 2 liter here soda was $2.50 last week. The next week it's going up 50%. I mean, it's going up a third. The next week is $3.50. What happened to the $3.50 now? A whole dollar?
Right.
Like you think a whole dollar? Okay, no sweat. But you think about how profitable that is for that company. That was not inflation, yo. That's like I'm getting mines.
Right.
Okay? Famine. People can't afford groceries, yo. Groceries? No, like first we was worried about the gas. We got over that. We like, okay, it's $3.50 now? Whatever. Damn, it's $3.50. Gas, high gas. Then the food started going up. Like, yo, how much was this all I got? You looking at the total, and then you look at what you got. I'm like, damn. Jeez, I might go to. I ain't going to this grocery store no more. I'm gonna have to go to Save-A-Lot. I'm gonna have to go to Aldi's or something. This ain't working. Listen, I ain't seen a Safeway in a year. Cause listen, I can't go to the. I can't do it. I gotta go to something else, somewhere else, y'all. I can't do it. What else we got?
So, like, if I may, sir,
Oh yeah, please.
think about those famines that's being caused by other nations.
Listen, it's a famine going on down. Listen, they bombed. Can you say that on the internet? They destroyed 3. They bombed 3 food trucks. They are literally starving people
Right.
in the Gaza Strip.
They actually literally sit there
And they
causing a famine.
and look, they call and listen. You know what? You know what's crazy, y'all? They call us a hate group. They call the UPK a hate group, and we go out on our own dime, with our own money, and feed an entire community. The same people that's protesting against the Israelis will look at the UPK that goes out on their own dime, on their own money, and feed an entire community for free. Ramak, you had something?
Oh, sorry. Like, the mayor. We literally doing the opposite of any one of them, but we get the most hate.
Exactly.
That's
From both sides.
calling out
We get hate from the Israelis. We get hate from the Free Palestine niggas, Negroes, people. And we get hate. God damn.
Look, we 365 of hate.
But meanwhile, we doing the opposite of what the so-called Israelis doing. We doing the opposite of what the oppressor is doing. We giving back what the oppressor is taking from
Right.
us.
Right.
Not only in knowledge and wisdom, but physically giving actual nourishment to the people that don't have it,
Right.
or just need some type of relief for the. I mean, listen, yo, if you can get some relief from that grocery bill, you got a couple dollars in your pocket. You know what I mean? You got some type of relief from this pressure of this world.
Right.
Thanks to Commander General, that's what we doing in the UPK. You understand? Clap it up. Let's finish this scripture though. What was that?
and there shall be famines and pestilences,
Go ahead.
and earthquakes in diverse places.
Earthquakes in different strange places all over the earth is natural catastrophes happening in places that it shouldn't happen.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 8, and all these are the beginnings of sorrows.
Come on, y'all. This is just the beginning. It's just warming up. You can drop it down, man. With that, I'll pass the class off. The precinct officer, Madam Shakari.
All right. Let's clap that up for one more time for Captain Carter. Hell of a class, excellent class. And man, like you said in the beginning, right? We are those true biblical Jews of the Bible. And the scripture says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. We got to understand that we are the nation of people that are not desired. All these nations are coming together to help the so-called Palestinians. Well, we got to come together and help ourselves. You understand? That's the only way we're going to get on top. And we got to understand that we are what makes the world go round. You understand? And with that, security announcements. We have ISUPK out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves to the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. After that 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission to court each other. After that 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3, 8-10, means tenth in the Hebrew, and is pronounced ma'ashra. A tenth of every penny of any increase the Lord gives to you, give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Up and coming Holy Convocation, we had the Feast of First Fruits. That's, Salaki, is that June?
It's coming up real soon.
Feast of First Fruits?
17,
June 17th, 2024. And that's Leviticus 23 and 10. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, the 10th verse through the 22nd verse. All right? Remind Akim Aquathium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and so forth for ISUPK events. Every Saturday, we have that, food drive, food giveaway right here at 3430 Eastern Avenue. You understand? We want all our brothers and sisters to come out, participate, get what we have to give. We helping our community. We helping our people. The scripture tell us to gather together, O nation not desire. We understand that we are all we got. You understand? If a brother or sister if a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatah, Yajimatah, Saw, turn, face the sister, sister stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sister, men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahal Shema Atham Bashim Yahusha. Yajimatah, class dismissed. I hear that, boy. I thought I didn't have to help you. Boy, you good. You good, boy, huh? You make me want to go out there and make another little baby.